say something real quick just to help the sync?
Hey, man, just going on, getting ready to get this 83 teaser on with Ranveer Singh and Kabir Khan. The trailer's coming out on the 30th of November.
Kabir Khan.
Kabir. I got a thick southern tongue, man. It just doesn't flow right.
As you said, Kabir gone. I'm like,
Kabir gone?
He ain't gone nowhere, man.
Ain't that just the way it goes?
Hello, people. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by SYNTELL KOAY.
It's your boy.
We're looking at the 83 teaser starring Ranveer Singh, Deepika Padukone, Jiva Hardy Sandhu, Tahir Vasin, Aditya Arya, Ami Virk, and Pankaj Tripathi, directed by Kabir Khan. For those of you that don't know, SYNTELL is very, very, very much into sports, so I thought this would be a great teaser to do with him. I know that you're not as familiar with Ranveer Singh. I want you to see more of his stuff, though. Just the other day, it was just a weird, happy coincidence that this teaser dropped because I was on Instagram, and I was either on Karan Johar's Instagram or Ranveer Singh's Instagram. He's a very, exuberant, very out there kind of guy, and he had this, cool red outfit on while he's on a flight, I think, with Karan Johar, and I just sent that to Char because I know she's a big fan of his.
Oh my God, Ranveer Singh, what are you wearing?
Sup, ya? Gotta love ya.
I love it. You look so fabulous, just like a big stop sign.
Or a don't stop sign.
I like Ranveer Singh. I think he's a dope actor, and I'm looking forward to this teaser. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Also, follow SYNTELL with the Intel. He's on youtube.com/SYNTELL, on Instagram @SYNTELL. This comes out December 24th, and we have a trailer coming out very, very soon, so I'm going to keep a lookout for that. All right, let's jump into this without further ado. Here we go.
Eyes of focus. All right. Oh, please don't run into each other.
That was a nice little tease, I guess.
That's not bad at all. I thought I was like, oh man, they look like they about to just head straight forward, and they're like, please don't let this be a train wreck. I just like the way it set the tone, because the thing about going to these live sporting events is the festive environment. You see people dancing and chilling, and everybody's kicked back and stuff, and then the action kicks in. So it definitely, in that short amount of time, puts you in the spirit of actually being there.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. I mean, obviously, that's what's emphasized here in the teaser. What was interesting to me about that was how these people show up for a party and whatever. The people on the field, however, for them, it's everything. Each game is everything. It's all or nothing kind of thing. It's everything is riding on this moment. Every single time a game happens, generally speaking, all of these games really matter to the players on the field, right? But for the people in the stands, they're just showing up to party. They're just showing up to whatever. I mean, not that it's not important to the people in the stands, but it's just an interesting dichotomy between the two, the comparison. Yeah. That's fascinating because...
It's two different worlds. It's two totally different worlds.
I mean, you think about the pressure that's on these players, especially when you get into the big leagues and whatnot, and it's the way that fans will come at them sometimes, especially when their team loses, and they come at them hard. And it's do you not think that person on the team already feels like the worst thing in the world, feels like dog shit? You don't think they already feel bad, and you're gonna just drive it further? It's just an interesting thought that it all occurred to me just over the course of that moment. We don't know anything about this.
I'm assuming that number has a very big significance in the world of cricket, or maybe that's the year that this is taking place. Maybe 83 is the year.
83 is an upcoming Indian Hindi language biographical sports film directed by Kabir Khan and jointly produced by Khan Vishnuvardhan in Induru, Deepika Padukone, and Sajid Nadiadwala. A fun fact about this is it was supposed to come out last year, I think, or it was supposed to come out earlier, but because of pandemic and poor audience attendance, they actually pushed it back quite a bit. Okay. And so now theaters, like people are going back to the theaters and they feel more comfortable again. So now it's coming out in theaters like way later than it was. It was initially intended for December 24th last year. It was pushed back an entire year.
Dang.
Ranveer Singh stars as cricketer Kapil Dev. Kapil Dev Ramlal Nikhanj is a former Indian cricketer. He was a fast medium bowler and a hard-hitting middle-order batsman. He is an honorary lieutenant colonel with the Indian Territorial Army. He led India to win its first Cricket World Cup title in 1983, so you were right.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
He was named by Wisden as the Indian Cricketer of the Century in 2002. Kapil Dev
Wow.
holds the record of being the youngest cricket captain to win the World Cup at the age of 24 years.
Wow, as a captain, too.
This just takes me
That's
back.
impressive.
This just takes me back to the thing that I always say, which is I want to see the cricket game now for old people. You know, I want the Olympics for the old people because we keep championing the youth. Fuck the youth. You know, like, come on. We need an Olympics for the elderly, for the geriatric.
The Senior Olympics, man. Yeah, exactly.
There are some dope ass geriatric people who can fucking flip, dude. And so we need a competition for those folks. I think that would be so much more exciting. But that's just me and my wishful thinking.
The old man Olympics. Oh, looks like Jerry blew his hip out yet again.
But we should have you know the later decades Olympics. That's what we could call it as a nice way to say old people. You know, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way into the grave. The later decades. But anyway,
listen, if that happens, I'm tuning in for the people that are like over the age of 70 because it's going to be comedy.
Well, not just comedy, but it's exciting, you know, and seeing what people can still do. It's like, that's inspiring. But anyway, back to this. That's what 83 is about, is Kapil Dev's a huge win. So much so that it earned him Cricketer of the Century in 2002.
Of the century.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this has probably been a long time coming.
Yeah.
This film. Yeah.
Dev captained the Indian cricket team that won the 1983 Cricket World Cup, and in the process became the first Indian captain to win Cricket World Cup. He was the coach of the Indian national team between September 1999 and September 2000. He retired in 94, holding the world record for the greatest number of wickets taken in Test cricket. At the time, he was also India's highest wicket taker in both major forms of cricket, Tests and ODIs. He's the only player in history of cricket to have taken more than 400 wickets, 434, and scored more than 5,000 runs in Tests, making him one of the greatest all-rounders in the history of cricket. I don't know anything about Kapil Dev, so this is all education for me, so like it would do me to watch this film, irrespective of the fact that it stars someone as dope as Ranveer Singh.
You don't even have to be a sports fan to love sports movies because it's always about overcoming like these ridiculous odds, and that's what we go for, right? The emotion and what it takes to find that intestinal grit and intestinal fortitude in order to make your team a champion. So if you're talking about a legendary athlete, even if you don't like sports, you're probably going to like this.
Right.
Probably going to like this story.
And another fun fact for you is that he's actually starring in this film with his wife, Ranveer Singh.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ranveer.
Nice cameo.
I don't know if it's a cameo or she's like second billing on Google, so it's starring Ranveer Singh and Deepika Padukone. So that's pretty wild to be like. I always wonder how that plays out, like being married and then being in a movie with your wife. Like that's got to be an interesting experience to say the least. You're acting with someone you're married to, and like it almost frightens me watching someone I'm in a serious lifelong relationship with act. I'm like, wow, you're doing such a good job. What else are you pretending to do?
Oh, so are they going to be acting together too as well?
I would imagine so. I would imagine.
See, because
go ahead.
No, because that would make me pose the question, and it's like, you know, how much are you really holding back? Like, you're probably like on screen portraying like this perfect relationship when, you know, behind closed doors, y'all throwing potted plants at each other.
Well, they seem to be. I mean, everything looks good from the outside, but they seem to be genuinely happy. They're an exemplification of opposites attract because he's super out there, super exuberant, and she's very private. And somehow these two came together. And they seem very happy. He's just as happy and enamored with her as Jason Momoa is with Lisa Bonet. That's the only other example, like that's the counter-American example I can think of, because Jason Momoa is very like big and bombastic and out there, very excited all the time. And Lisa Bonet, I don't know if you've ever met her, but she's very quiet demeanor. Very reserved. Anyway, cool. This has been fun, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed our reaction and discussion on this particular teaser, 83. Make sure to follow SYNTELL with the Intel on youtube.com/SYNTELL, @SYNTELL on Instagram. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications, and please vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
It's your boy.
Peace out.